Get started. Hi, Timber. Oh, I gotta turn your camera off. Hurry. People have to use channel points to get the dog cam. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Hopefully everybody's doing wonderful. Get that out of here. All right. Sorry. Gotta give the dog his treat. For being a good puppers. Oh boy. Go enjoy that. On camera though. Don't be sneaking off. What's up, Lude? Welcome in, welcome in. How's it going, man? Alright. Alright. Dog hair all over me. Surprising. Need a new mic arm. Thing sucks. Not bad. Kick back with a few. I'm off the rest of the week. Let's go. I wish I was off the rest of the week. That sounds wonderful. Never mind the fact that I just got back from vacation. I want another one. Never enough. Work slow? Yeah. My job's always kind of slow, honestly. It's like moments of intensity, but for the most part, it's pretty slow all the time. Pretty chill. Okay. So. Working on the base. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. What's up, Boozin'? Welcome in. How's it going, man? Inside or outside? Both? Both. I kind of have to jump between both. So I think we're gonna start building out some of the inside, these columns and things. I'm gonna steal everyone's idea with the like circular spinning things and then like fill this in a little bit. So I'll have my grinders and spinners all on one level. Same with the grinders. Clean it up a little bit and then we can like work with these designs because I'm tired of like jumping to get on these. So we're gonna make those. We're gonna keep messing with lighting. We're gonna keep organizing. Definitely gotta keep organizing the inside here and there as I come up with more ideas and stuff. And then we got a little work to do. Are you attacking? Why are you attacking that? Dominated. Attacking my spider den for no reason. Rude. Where all these leaves come from? What? Oh, Lord. Ay, ay, ay. How many flowers am I building in this base? That's a great question. I don't know, man. Inside? I don't think we have enough room, but outside? I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Not necessarily my aesthetic, but they did look dope, so I don't know. Currently in orbit IRL, I'm in No Man's Sky. Nice. The double whammy, right? But yeah, then we're gonna work on some of the outside as well. We gotta get this, I gotta start getting this like repeating pattern all the way around this base so I can continue figuring out like the grand scheme of this thing. But I've been putting it off because it's kind of a pain. It's a lot of work getting these to line up and work the same way on every single one because they're all built slightly different. Welcome in, Chap, Travis, Shikaka, Cowerton? Hopefully. Hopefully I said that right. If I butchered it, my apologies. But doing good. What's up? What's up? The creative juices were flowing today after Tour Tuesday. Dude, yesterday's bases were awesome. I literally, it blows my mind. Like every week I'm like, all right, this is gonna be, there's no way that like last week we were looking at like Alfredo's and I can't even remember it, but there was like 4 or 5 like awesome bases, and I'm like, every time I'm like, all right, this is gonna be a way like chiller night than the last stream. And then every single time, it's like they just get better and better. Like every single time we see some crazy new thing that I'm just like, dude, there's no way. Like, it's so good. This is like, we're finally getting to that point. Like, we were on our way with Grounded 1, but it was like so dying when I really started, like, we started growing the community, and then the game just kind of fizzled. And so it's like, we're finally hitting that point where it feels like we're like collecting the greatest and coolest builders of our time all in one location. And everyone's just like, keeps pushing. So it's really fun. It's been really, really fun. Lukol? Hopefully, I don't know how to say that one, sorry. But, have I ever lost a save? Not in a Grounded game, no. I have not. In other games I have, but not Grounded. Luckily. 100% understand putting that off. That repeating theme can be rough. Yeah, it's like rough,
even need instructions.
but it's also like the repeating part's fine, because usually that's like the easiest stuff to stream, because I can just like absolutely like brain dead build without even having to think. So I do like that in some aspects, but you can't turn your brain off with the one I'm currently doing at the moment, because it's like, it isn't just a repeating pattern. It's like 5 grids all on top of each other, and like getting them all to look as close as humanly possible to the same is like, it's a challenge. Really gonna have to figure out how you guys did these so perfect. Get them closer. But it's good. It's all good. How we doing? Doing good. Doing good, Cowerton. Very good. Let's see. Just built a mega base, game crashed and reinstalled, lost a 98-day save. Oof. That's crazy. I wouldn't hesitate to reach out to the devs potentially. It's pretty rare for people to lose a save, so they might be able to help you out a little bit on that, or find a way to get it again. Not saying that it's 100%, but it doesn't hurt. Never hurts to try, right? It's 98 days lost is not fun. That sucks. Definitely sucks. I'd be really... So the game crashed and reinstalled? How does that work? Like, it crashed and it made you reinstall? Is that what happened? Trying to understand a little better is all. Not that I'm a computer whiz of any kind and know anything about anything. Probably the least helpful person in many ways. But I can try. I'm here for you either way, right? Yeah, options is always a good option, as weird as that sounds. You have inspired me, definitely doing an entire rework this weekend. Let's go. Love to hear it. I love that you guys take on the challenge of, like, we do the reviews and it's not like, Timber said to work on things. It's like, all right, I like it. Let's make it better. Let's go bigger. Let's go crazier. I love the attitude. The right way to look at it, because we can all get better and better every time. My comments are only meant to inspire. Help us all get a little bit better. No idea how to recover it. I feel like there's got to be a way. Game crashed. Game Pass app went to I had to reinstall and sync to latest world was gone. Do you use cloud saves of any kind? Also, the Game Pass was an issue, unfortunately, because the I don't even know what the actual server things are called, but some random server type deal that is more on the Microsoft side today was having issues. So that's probably more so why the issue came about. 5 there. How did I fit 6 here? Somehow I got this side even better naturally. Food, welcome in, knife. Done with work, let's go. If you have cloud saves, you should be able to find those. Are you playing on Xbox or through like the PC Game Pass? Because if you're on Steam, I know for a fact with cloud saves you just have to find the cloud save on Steam. Now if you're playing through Game Pass, it's a little different, but if you have a cloud save, you should just be able to like re-download. PC? Alright, just Google how to... What's the right wording here? How to recover a cloud save on Steam, like something along those lines. I've done it before, I know it works. I don't exactly remember the whole process, is the only issue. It's not overly complicated by any means, but it does have a couple steps to it. Yeah, the, wish I remembered what they were called. It on Discord. The Azure service. Some Azure service thing that, wait one sec. Went out today, so everything, like, there was no shared worlds, you couldn't do anything. On into someone. Yeah, everyone's stuff was off today. I was like trying to get saves and stuff to work on a video, and I was like, all right, well, no video work today because I can't get access to anyone's saves. But everything's back to normal now, though, luckily. It's still better. Just one of those things, unfortunately. Sounds like there's been a lot of weird outages like that, not just like Microsoft, but a lot of random services like that have been having some issues. Super weird. Outer Worlds 2 is pretty good so far. Awesome. Love to hear it. What's up, Alfredo? Oh, sorry, I missed that as well. Welcome in, Alfredo. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, one of those days apparently. Sometimes, man. Shame. Shame. Wait, what'd I do? For missing Alfredo's comment. Well, like, I read it, but I read your reply to him, and it threw me off for a second, because, like, my brain just registered that you were talking, not that Alfredo was here. Good times, good times. Shame. 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 Can't reach. My ant parts. Just finished my Elden Ring castle that expands from both the pine trees to the Wendell and Burgle statue, but I need to finish the bridges. That's massive. What? That survival or creative? Because that's big. That's big, big. Alright, because I'm collecting haters. True that, aren't we all? As we've learned. You know you're doing something when you got some haters. You know you're on the right track. Spend a century trying to get these things, right? Come on. So close, but so far. They hate us because they ain't us. So that's kind of what it feels like, man. It really does. Now, Ludarev's just got, like, 2 random dudes that have been calling him out on every single thing he's been involved in. Like, so mad. It's quite comical. Survival, I have 1,000 days in the world? Holy cow. You have 1,000 days already in this game? That's insane. Like, literally insane. Ow. I remember the good old days when I had nothing but time. Unless you can find it through a cloud save or a dev can get it back for you. Unfortunately, you may be out of luck. Save, like, come back later, or am I sort of screwed? If you look up how to access the cloud save, you should be fine. As long as you never, like, churned your cloud saves off specifically, you should be able to just access the cloud save through it and re-download it, essentially. Also, something worth doing for a lot of people, save a backup of your world every once in a while. It's like on your computer. Anywhere you can, because it definitely can happen, unfortunately. But that's the perks of cloud saves, is in theory you should always be able to get those back. Water.
Now that's fresh.
What else did we do? I don't think I did too much off a stream other than just collecting some stuff. Gathering some random materials. I guess I built these pebbles off stream. So I can put my nests in this area. At least that's currently what I'm thinking. Still not like the ultimate solution, but it's a route. This thing work already? Why do you like this? Did you finish that whole bone, dog? Crazy. Holy cow. Well, if he's gonna be up here, you guys think you might as well. No, man, I may be up to 3 at this point. Wait. 3 what? 3 haters? 3 worlds? 3 saves? 3 haters. That's pretty good. The funny part is you have more haters than I do, dude. Somehow. That's the funny part. Like, all you're doing is showing off your bases and everyone hates on you. I can't understand it. Yeah, right? Anyone hating on Loot is like, has no clue who they are, who he is. It's comical. Very comical. Looks so much better with like some burr or something. No. Still have to figure out how to get this to work too. Wait a second. Is it just gonna work today? Dude, I swear. Sometimes. I literally have been trying to get that thing to place since I started this base. And it just works randomly. Never will understand. Love both building and gathering resources. I also have every gold card that you can get along with every weapon, armor, sets, and chests, along with every stuff bug and bug mount. That's how I like to play the game too. It's like the mix. I'm playing super slow right now is part of my issue why I'm not that far. Since I'm only live streaming 2 days of building, essentially. So things move a little slow, but I've been enjoying the grind of everything as well. It's funny how that works, right? I'll never understand it. I will never understand people. Excuse you? Yeah, I very much have like the completionist mindset of like what I enjoy in building is building bases that have everything in them, like every single item possible. That's what keeps it fun for me. Takes a lot of effort to hate on others like that, right? It really does. It's such a weird, like, it's so weird. I'll never understand it. Like, all Lude does is build things, and I show them off, so, like, just makes me laugh. They're like, what, you think you're so good at building? I'm like, bro, like, we're just building. Like, we're just having fun. What are you talking about? Why is so angry? Hi, Timber. What's up, bud? Silly dog. Go, head over there. Got it. I always find that stuff super funny. I'll never understand it. I have a feeling these ones are not going to ever want to place properly. We're going to have to figure that out. Why for you be so angry? It's like, I don't know, they have a bad day and they feel like they got to take it out on someone. And you're just a random person on the internet that they don't know, so they feel like that's a good option. Think tall. Dang it. Funny thing is that I'm still building my mega base that goes from the tree next to the Billy Hog stand to the tree next to the ice cream cart. Holy cow. You have 2 mega builds going on? Nice. Don't you? Place. Come on. You know you want to. I got big shoulders, right? That'll work. I can live with that. Barely be able to tell once I get all the other stuff around it. Heck am I gonna reach that? Nope. You're a very big fan of me and my content. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I am very glad you guys enjoy this. Makes it all worth it. How do I contact devs? You could do Discord or just send in, if you go to Obsidian, to their website, go to like grounded.com or whatever it is, and send in a support ticket. But if you can, I would first just try to search up how to download a cloud save off Steam. That's the easiest route if you can make that work. Not sure that's 100% depending on how your situation's actually working, but in theory, if you have cloud saves on, that should just make it easy. But the devs are also really good at like telling people how to find that kind of stuff, so it also doesn't hurt. I sometimes like just reaching out to them just to not have to deal with it. Make sure I do it right. I don't screw things up worse. What's up, Grim? Thank you for the bits. Appreciate you, man. I don't play it on Steam, just Game Pass. Yeah, but if you're on... I think of how this works. If you're playing on PC and have cloud saves on, they'd be on through Steam, I guess. So I guess it might work slightly different for Game Pass, but I guess I'm not 100% sure. I play through Steam, not Game Pass. Yeah. Definitely doesn't hurt to reach out. Don't feel dumb. It's literally their job to solve random issues like that, and they are happy to do it. You and your content inspired me to build. I've made 10 mega builds in Grounded 1, and the journey continues into Grounded 2. Let's go. Love to hear it. That's the goal. More people building. What we want. Like, loot is like the Neil Gaiman of building. Very creative storyteller. He's definitely storyteller. That is absolutely. Like, I just build big bases. I don't necessarily tell the crazy story and stuff that Lude does. That's a different level. Lude is in his own, a world of his own. Although Alfredo, dang it. Alfredo's getting real close to that level too. Astrolizard also had some really cool ones as well. There's a whole lore and backstory to the base that we reviewed last night of theirs. Which is very cool. Jared World was down on Game Pass about an hour ago. I don't know if it's up. It should be back up now. It should. It was definitely making my day less easy, that's for sure, earlier. We were having some challenges. I just wanted to edit a video, and the world was like, ah, you wish. You wish you could finish this. Thinking everybody had phenomenal bases last night. Usani is hitting that crazy level of chaos, right? Really is. The Astrolizard had absolute insanity. Niles' base was insane. So much cool stuff. A lot of impressive builds out there right now. A lot of fun. Constantly seeing just better and better every week, somehow. Doesn't seem like that should be possible, but somehow the bases just get better and better every week. And fun to be able to do some re-reviews here and there as well. Dang it. I didn't even get that one. Never mind. Just one. Just that one. That's all you want to place. Sure, I guess it is what it is, right? Now my question is am I gonna regret using these? And should I have done Palisades instead? I feel like thematically this fits a little bit better for the time being. I need to light those though. Dang it. Why'd I do that first? I got ahead of myself. Can't control myself. Lay over there where everyone can see you, goofball. You have one job, dog. Be cute for stream. You can't be cute if you're not on the screen. Dogs, man. Question is now, how do we want to start readjusting this stuff? What's the pattern? What's the design, you know? What? Hey. Do something fun like that. Remember getting up paycheck TimberBuilds? A paycheck? You getting a paycheck? Oh, that won't work. Ooh, this is gonna be weird because these are on different angles. That's why. That'll make it easier for these parts. He just wants his nose, literally. I only ask a tiny amount from him. I'm not asking for the world, you know, guys. Why? Location obstructed. What is this? What is this? The dog getting a paycheck. He's earning his keep is what he's doing. About time he started paying for some of the stuff. All he does is eat and sleep, man. He's got to earn it a little now. I mean, if he's going to be that cute, he might as well, like, put it to use. That's my thought, right?
make them like I used to.
Okay. Didn't want that anyways. I need the handy gnat so bad. I know. Makes me want to cry. It would make my life so much faster. And easier in every way. It's like such a minor thing, but it makes life so easy. In every way. Every step of this build would be twice as far with a handy gnat. Really would. I don't realize like how amazing it is until you no longer have it again. Like it was life-changing, but I built for so long without it that you kind of like you just go, "Oh, this is the best thing ever made." And then you completely forget about it because it just becomes like second nature to build with it all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden you don't have it because the new game comes out and you're like, wait a second. Did I really do all that, the entire pagoda base without the handy gnat? Like, am I really that insane? I don't know which side actually looks better. Makes your life a million times easier, right? Hey, Knife with the super chat. Thank you for the $5 for the dog, my friend. It'll go towards buying him new treats. That's my bribe. Every night he comes up here and hangs out with me for stream, he gets a treat, so. It'll go to the treat fund for sure. That's what he wants most in life. Even though he has a 2-year-old feeding him 24/7 now. All day, every day, he's getting food. The chonkster now. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This might have to be grass or something. It's like too open. I don't love. But other than that, that's way more functional than what we had before, so I'll take it. Doesn't look quite as nice as I'd like, but maybe we need to move them back a little bit too. Maybe they're too close. There's potential. We'll see. We'll see. Went back to Fallout 4 and downloaded a mod that lets you build bases almost anywhere. You set up a camp after. Someone in chat mentioned that you used to build in Fallout 4 last week. Makes me want to try Hogwarts Legacy modded like you mentioned you did. Dude, Hogwarts Legacy modded was really fun. The it's limiting in some ways because you can't like the vivarium things, you can't like build structures up necessarily. You can scale pieces upwards with the mod and you can place as many items as you want up to a certain limit. But it was a lot of fun. Like it took Hogwarts Legacy from like, I'm a Harry Potter nerd, I absolutely love this game.
Prove me wrong.
Oh crap.
It looks good on me. Woohoo!
Get out of the base. Oh wait, he's not here. Dang it.
Take your best shot.
I got scared for no reason. But yeah, I'm just a Harry Potter nerd at the end of the day, so I like absolutely love playing the game, and then figuring out that I could play it modded and building it was like, hold on, this is incredible. I had so much fun doing that. It was really, really fun. Very enjoyable. Perks of never playing Grounded 1. I don't know what I'm missing, right? Also sad though, because you'd be blown away. It's so freaking good. The building is like another level. It's everything we have here, but way more items, way more options. It is quite wonderful. So fun. So freaking fun. Best grounded builds were pre-nat, to be fair, using camera mode to check the views and whatnot. Yeah, it just made, like, it made checking things and looking at the build as a whole, especially for like mega bases, it sped up the process so much. The fact that you could just stand here and then fly around and build everything, you literally never had to do anything. You didn't have to worry about moving chests around or finding items or running out of items. Like, it was always, as long as you had stuff, you were good. It was very good. Just made everything 5 times faster at the end of the day, which is incredible when you're mega building. It'll come eventually and you'll freak how much faster you can build. Yeah. It makes you go, like, it makes you really appreciate it, you know? Really, really appreciate it. Because, man, this stuff is so much more work without it. So much of it's just like, it makes these types of things so much easier. Building up high, building really tall stuff. I also miss having custom mode settings so I could increase resource spawns and that kind of stuff.
A fine piece of handiwork, Mr. Smalls.
Although I haven't necessarily had issues with resources to date in Grounded 2, but we're also not like on that same scale of big difference. Yeah. Stopped playing Grounded 1 before the Handy Nat existed. Oh, that was when it got so much better. It was good, but they added so many items and stuff, so many more decorations. It was just great. Just freaking great. So much fun. I think the Handy Nat is one of those things that really pushed Grounded 1 to that next level for me. It feels like there's so many games that need it. Like, that's one of the things I feel like Enshrouded is really, like, missing for me, is some type of... Because I don't want to build in creative, but I want to have the ability to build up high without just scaffolding to everything. It can be a bit exhausting at times. Just jumping and platforming and then deleting platforms. Luckily, the platforming in Enshrouded isn't necessarily all that difficult, but it's enough that it can be just a pain. Just a bit of a pain. It's not quite right. Might have to build one more thing up or something. Late again? All good, Ducky. All good, man. I feel like doing Harry Potter related stuff around winter for some reason. It's because Harry Potter's a Christmas movie. And a Halloween movie. And it's everything. It covers all the bases. Some of my buildings really could have used the Handy Nat. Yeah, it really does make stuff. It's just fast. It's fast, it's simple, makes it easy. Patterns are not going to be as easy as I thought. At least on these angled ones. Handy Nat should be added as a buggy you unlock in survival, right? I mean, I'll take the custom settings at the end of the day. I don't really care how we get it. I just want it. They could put it behind a paywall, and I would want it.
Shot, Bugs.
He's right there. I point my finger. He's right there. How do you not see the doggy cam? Built your Taj Mahal before the Handy Nat came out? You understand the struggle. You definitely understand it then. Building on top of the pagoda. There you go. Dude, that... Like, the epitome of that was that... There you go, there you go. The epitome of, like, the struggle was the pagoda base in building that bounce web tower that goes out and then up and then back over the brim. That thing, I fell into the water hundreds of times. hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. It was horrible. Definitely was a struggle. I always have a scaffolding depot where I just keep stairs and floors. Yeah, it's just like, it's such a process of doing it all every time. Yeah, he wanted to spend channel points. I get it, I get it. That's for therefore, right? That makes sense. Not exactly the same. Okay. Got it. Well, that's the pattern. Didn't work anywhere else, so we're done. No, I'm just kidding. Hotaka, hotaka. That's JK in Spanish. I don't know why my brain thought like that for a second. I want to be back in Mexico, man. That's all I want. Sunny skies. Like, I got back from Mexico and it was like snowing here. Where am I building? Welcome in Fear. We are currently building under this lamppost. Well, under, around, above, all over it. Susan, can I borrow you for 10 minutes and 5 minutes? In 10 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes? Uzin's on a different planet right now, so good luck. Good luck. That means these. Okay. What if you start that quarter triangle from both sides, work towards the middle? That'll work here. The issue that I'm doing currently is this is on this grid and this is on this grid. So technically this builds that way and this builds like this way. As you can like kind of see here, like one's going one direction and one's going another. Because you can't like, some way, shape, or form, one of the grids is going to be like in a slightly weird spot. So I decided to pick these like flat walls as the pattern walls. So it's going to be a little funky no matter what we do for these ones. Not totally sure yet. That's sort of the struggle. And then because of that, the spacing's also a little bit weird in those. Like it'll work perfect on these walls. So that's why I'm kind of thinking of like deleting some of these things. When will you look at my tree? The next base stream, most likely. You are open. We're currently 9th person on the list. So it's possible, but next Tuesday, I'm not 100% sure. I'm still waiting to confirm with Jade and C-Dinky how we want to do this and how we're gonna do this. I'm kind of just like taking a back seat to let them. They put all this community charity event together, and so I'm just kind of like I'm just there, like I'm just the build guy in the background, but I just happen to be a part of all the conversations for the planning of this because I'm in the planning chat. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird situation in some ways. So I'm trying not to like impose myself necessarily too much, since they've done all the hard work. I just kind of show up and I'm like, you could do this, you could do that. So I offered up the idea of doing a stream next Tuesday, just to show off and hopefully build more exposure for the event. I also think we are going to extend the art competition and the build competition to the same ending, the 7th or whatever the whole thing ends, so hopefully we get more submissions and can really get it out there. Because unfortunately, no one's really, like, we've had some people doing practice runs for the Peeper Challenge thing, but currently there's not really, like, the bigger streamers promoting any of it, because no one's starting it until the 1st. So, where they're kind of like, what if we extended it a little bit, just because it feels like we're not getting quite as much traction on those things, since the event as a whole hasn't even really started. Like, the build competition and the art competition we're essentially set up to be done before the actual, like, streaming portion of the challenge, which is when in theory everyone should start kind of finding this whole event and everything. So I think it makes sense to extend it, which would be nice. More builds, more artwork. The art competition needs way more artwork for sure, so that would be nice, because currently there's only like 4 things to choose from. What? You're up now? No backseating, Timber. Jump in the middle with both feet, right? I mean, I've asserted myself. Sounds good, Knife. Help me with my test stream. If I wasn't streaming. That wasn't... What? Nothing? Nothing supported? There it is. It's like somewhere, something supported here.
Looks good on me. Drive through. I'll take 10. Take your best shot, Bugs.
BRB Knife sounds good, man. No worries.
Bottle that up.
Good luck with the
Make
test
it
stream.
killing.
You go now? Sounds good. Oh, sounds good, Ducky. Talk to you on the next one, man. But yeah, as I was saying... next Tuesday may not be a normal base tour stream. So we might be pushing a decent amount of the those bases off for another week, essentially. In theory, if it all works out. I think the guys liked the idea of doing a stream for it, just more exposure. Especially because a lot of people don't necessarily have recording software and stuff, so they can't make a video if they're on Xbox, and trying to keep it as, like, an even playing field as possible.
Yeah.
And then everyone can view it all at once on, like, one live stream VOD. So, hopefully it helps. Did you get a hold of that guy that did the smaller base from last night? Yes, he submitted the base. Yeah, he had reached out after the stream and was like, "Oh, thank you for, like, the tips and stuff. Appreciate everything." And I was like, "Bro, submit that thing. Submit it now." It is one of my favorite starter bases currently being shown. It's very cool. It really embodies the idea of starter base really well, I think. Timber, lay down. Lay down, dog.
A fine piece of handiwork, Mr. Smalls.
You let me down? No, not at all. Not at all. You and Pasta have awesome bases too. I think that one is just like, in my mind specifically, is like just one of the most approachable starter bases that I've seen out of everyone's. Like, there's some really cool builds, like, again, you and Alfredo have really cool builds, but that one specifically just has, like, it just makes sense. in terms of starter base specifically. I'm also like half torn between the idea of like not trying my absolute hardest not to show like any favoritism whatsoever. Because now our community has more submissions than anyone else at this point. Like it's like 4 or 5 people from this community. So I definitely don't want to choose like 3 or 4 bases from our community and like have everyone be like, what? But C Dinky and Jade are also, we're all gonna hop on a call to do the like final decision. So I think the idea being like, I'm the authority on building, so I'm gonna give them input because they're like, we don't build. So it's nice to have someone that like knows the building very well, give input and stuff, but also have all of us involved, because like Jade was most worried about people saying like, oh, you just are biased and picked all of your like supporters and stuff. And so if we're all 3 doing it, Apex is also doing it as well. If we're all 3 kind of giving input and stuff, then like no one can say specifically. No one can hate on all of us at the same time if we're all sort of giving inputs and opinions. Or no one can say, like, this person or that person got an unfair advantage or whatever. Definitely a challenge. Fun challenge, though. For an absolute beginner looking to build something that's not just a grass hut, it's definitely a high bar set for a starter base. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm looking for, is like, my thoughts on it are the stuff that is like the most approachable for a new person to come in and look at. And I felt like Eddie's base was exactly that. Like, it's so approachable. And like, still has so much detail and stuff, but it's so approachable. Which I think is the hardest part about this whole theme. Okay. I didn't want that triangle anyways. I don't even like that triangle. Okay. It's a fun challenge, though. Like, seeing bases and... Gosh dang it. Like, trying to discern which one fits a theme specifically the best. Really fun. It's a really cool little concept. Gives me a chance to do something I've never done as well, which I think is really cool. This, like... Oh, just... Okay. Put some lighting behind
Ready yet?
me.
I'm getting impatient.
I wish there was a more obvious, like, when she talked, like the voice line was more obvious for about to get rated in 5 seconds. That would be nice. Just wait for the mega base build off, but there's too many people in the community that I feel could give me a run for my money, so I gotta get in all of them. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mentioned to the guys that I have some ideas, like, moving forward, if we're gonna, in theory, keep doing this, that that I'd be more than happy to sort of take over the build side, and like we've been thinking about as a community, different ways to run like a base build competition, the theme side of it, location specifics. Like, I think we could make some really fun challenges that are easier to judge. Because like right now, starter base is so vague. I mean, they even said that. Like, we all know it's vague. We have to start somewhere, right? But for a lot of people, that's like, what? How do you decide? Thoughts from the other guys, like about the idea of doing me running stuff? Specifically? It didn't have any pushback or anything necessarily, but they're all sort of like... Jade and C Dinky are doing so much like random stuff right now that they're not like, I don't think they're looking at it in too much depth, right? They are definitely in the zone with trying to like get this first event finished and done, because like C Dinky's working on like custom hats with like the Peeper event logo and stuff on them, and Jade's working on a custom shirt as a prize. And they're trying to organize everyone, and they're trying to like, all right, what do we post on social media? Like, how do we keep supporting and like getting this whole concept out there in the first place? So they're definitely not too focused on it at the moment, at least. But I don't think they're necessarily against it by any means. And that's why, I mean, Jade brought me in the first place because he's like, I don't know how this should work. I don't know the best direction for this, so let's just have Timber deal with it because he knows building. But they had already come up with the theme and the concept and stuff, and we're kind of like, it felt a little late to change things at that point. Like, I was added in after this whole thing already started. So it's very much so like, I can't give input and feedback for the moment because it's already kind of in the works. For one, struggle with direction. I can decorate if I have a goal, but coming up with a goal on my own is not a thing. I guess the way I like to think of it, Emolga, welcome in, by the way. It depends on, like, I always use external references. So any type of reference material that I possibly can. So if I'm building, that's always the easiest one. If I'm building a castle, I'm going to look up castles. If I'm building a house, I'm going to look up house designs. If I'm building like a Japanese architecture, I'm going to look up Japanese architecture. It's kind of like whatever style you like, something that inspires you. Pinterest, just if you don't have Pinterest, get Pinterest. Just go to Pinterest and start typing in random things that you like. And you'll be amazed at how much like crazy,
Show me you remember how to do this.
ridiculous information you'll get.
Yeah.
Oh, she's attacking me right now, isn't she?
Yeah. Gross. Gross.
No. Whew, that was close.
Yeah. Too hot for this place.
Barely got out of there. Yeah, Pinterest is my best friend. Even just Google, just like Googling random things works really well. But Pinterest has like this crazy AI system now that just gives such good reference material. Yeah, you guys suck. I'm just gonna tank you to death. Easy. Can't touch
So
me.
you do remember how to do this a little.
And then, so that's sort of how I think about exterior decorations. Dude, get out of the way. So I love Pinterest. I actually really like the AI images, because for base building, like, precedent images is like the architectural term that I always used. the AI stuff's great because it's not meant to be like we're building in a game. So like realism isn't necessarily the goal. It's just like what's a cool concept, and the more crazy, ridiculous images you get works great. So I love that, just like random, crazy base designs. That's how I come up with like exterior builds, or I look at like a great example is like I used a bunch of reference material from Game of Thrones in my Grounded 1 builds. Luderav, Lord of the Rings. If you like series, books, whatever it is, look up images. I've used Lord of the Rings stuff. I have a base in Enshrouded that I'm using a Lord of the Rings city as like some reference material. And that's how I tend to think of like the exterior part of the design. And then after that, for the inside, I think the way I like to think of it is if I'm building a house, look up rooms in a house. Like you're building a castle, what are the different parts and pieces? Like how do you break a castle down? Is there a courtyard? Is there a training area, an armory? In this game is great, like a bug museum, like, and also just find one specific piece. Like for me, in the first game, you can look at my sandcastle build or sandbox build. It's like there was hot tubs, so I built a bathhouse, and I needed this is more specifically for me as a streamer, but I have some channel point redemptions where you can get your name and like pick some stuff to put in my base for subscribers and people who have a lot of channel points and have been here in streams a lot. It's as a way to like show them support as well. So for me, I built a temple to show those things off. I really wanted to use the organ. They made like the pianos, like an organ, in the first game that looks freaking epic, and so I built a cathedral around the organ as like the centerpiece. And so for me, it's always like, what is that one piece of decoration that I think looks cool, and how do I build an entire room off of that? Or what are the functional parts of a certain like type of building that you can sort of steal some ideas from to get you moving forward. But reference material, I think is the #1 thing. And it's not about like, let me get reference material and then copy it directly. The idea is more so like getting you started, and then how you take whatever your reference material was, and how do you transform that into a base in some way, shape, or form. Is how I have fun with it. That seems to be, for me, the easiest way to work through those types of things.
Monster of the bug world.
Fair, if nothing else, run it out of your channel if it doesn't get off the ground in that specific channel. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the more we can do,
Give me a hand here,
the more
boys.
channels involved, the more people involved, the better the event does at the end of the day, I think. So, and like those guys are not known for building, so they're also not necessarily gonna like pull builders in from all over the place as well. So I think it makes sense. And then they don't have, it's another thing off of their plate is also why I'm like offering it. It's like, you guys just send them, just promote my stream, and then I'll handle the rest, so you guys can focus on the bigger things. Because like they're gonna be promoting the Peeper Challenge stuff way better than I can, because like Seedinky's gonna kill it. He's gonna be really good at it, so people are gonna want to watch him do it at the end of the day. I'm sad I can't, because I hit my limit of streams per week. How does that work? There's a limit? Is that because you're like not partnered on YouTube yet or something? You only streamed once, right? Seems crazy that you couldn't just stream as much as you want. Maybe I'm missing something, but I was long partnered before I decided that streaming was an interesting idea, though, so that might be part of it.
Take your best shot, bud.
You didn't have your ID on your account? Weird. I guess at that point I had already had, like, Google AdSense and all that stuff in my world, so... Or in my, everything. Interesting. Yeah, I had to do all that anyways, I guess. Way prior to it, because I had AdSense and all that stuff already set up. So I guess maybe it makes sense. Lame, though. Here's an idea for the next build-off. Each of you guys choose an iconic landmark from the existing map. Contestants choose one of 3 locations to build on and incorporate the landmark. It's a little biased because I like to build like that, but it's an idea. That was actually... I like the one to, like, 3 places, like, picking 3 places and then people can choose from, but that's kind of what Lute and I were talking about, specifically. That we would pick a spot on the map, because, like, right now, the hard part is, like, judging locations and, like, because part of the starter base concept is that, like, if you pick a place that I don't consider a starter location, then it's like there's one base that it's a good tree base, but they've got, like, they're like halfway up the oak tree, and I'm like, there's nothing starter base about having 2 massive bounce towers to get up to your base. Like, that already eliminates, like, a huge portion of people, because most people haven't built bounce towers yet, and they don't, unless you played Grounded 1, like, that's not something you have any clue about yet. And so it, like, automatically feels like it disqualifies people just because of the base location they picked, which kind of sucks. So, like, picking a predetermined location seems like a good option, but one, like, 3 places that you can pick on could be pretty interesting as well. I like the idea of a little bit of stuff. Just a little optionality, but it's not like, okay, now I have to, like, start grading everyone's base based on these locations, and it's really harder. It's a lot harder to compare bases in totally different locations that are totally different styles, and it adds this whole different element to the competition in general. So simplifying it, I think, in some ways, I think makes a lot of sense. Doesn't necessarily mean that this current idea doesn't work, but I definitely think it might ease the judging process a little bit. What's up, Shep? Welcome in. I don't know if you set it. Sorry. Problem is, anyone with an existing build there will have a big advantage. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, though, is... I think part of it, everything will be, like, new bases. In many ways. That was one of the harder things. Like, there's obviously a couple bases in the base submissions on this one that, like, people had already built. You can only, like, the only way, I guess, because there's going to be some type of theme around it as well. And so, unless you're just so freaking lucky that your base happens to fit the theme and be in the location that we picked, like, I feel like that's such... You might get one random person that's built there and, like, actually fits whatever the theme or ideas are. So I think we can do it in a way on the next ones to where we don't necessarily have to worry about that, but I'm definitely of the mind of, like, it's the way Enshrouded did it. Like, you have this amount of time to build a base. Give everyone a month to start building a mega base and, like, show them off and do a whole thing. I think could be really interesting. But there's definitely things to think through. Hard to say. Can you verify? Yeah, a month might be too long, but who knows? There's a date on the save. I could be wrong. Probably. I mean, in theory, like, if you look at it and the person's got 800 days, like, then you're like, okay, like, obviously this is not a new build. Like, we can move on. If you're able to, like, there's a limit, yeah. There's a limit to how many days you can get in 2 weeks anyways. You'd have to, like, if you play 24/7, like, you can't get 800 days in 2. I don't know, a month for a mega base isn't a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to set limitations to it, of course. Which is part of what we're gonna have to, like, struggle through figuring out. Like, what's the best way to approach this? What's the size and the theme that makes sense? Mega base is kind of different for everyone anyways, too. Like, our level of mega base is city, not necessarily just a base. Like, we build mega cities typically, so expecting that. I mean, like my sandcastle base took a year. The pagoda base took a year of building, and that's when I was building a lot. I was building so much. Building on streams. I was building all the time. So it's definitely one of those. We're gonna have to. We'll have to think through it. What makes sense. But cross that road when you get there, right? I think we'll be able to figure it out pretty easily, though. Love the dog cam. Awesome. It was worth it. It worked out so perfect. The webcam that I'm using for that was a free one I got from my wife's work when they shut down their office. They're like, take whatever you guys want. Like, we don't want to deal with it because we're closing office immediately. So it was very easy. I was like, anybody want this? No? Okay, I'll take it. Thanks. Bye. No one in their right mind had any interest in a random, decently crappy webcam. It got the job done and it was free, but I was finally at the point where like, okay, it is time to upgrade this thing. And then I was like, well, it works out even better because now I can just repurpose it into a dog cam. Worked out well. And I had almost everything I needed. I just had to buy like one little attachment arm extension piece. But I had so much of it already done. Worked out great. I think the more interesting thing is like, what are the themes? Like, castle, fortress. There's so many fun options that we could do too, which I think would be cool. And we could have the community like vote on those too. Like, all right, here's 5 themes. Vote on which one everyone likes the best, and then we'll go with that. So people, I think involving the community more on the front end would be fun. Would be a really fun way to do it.
Little tight around the muscle.
A parkour challenge, honestly, like, and yeah, that's another thing. Very similar to what Enshrouded or Keen did with their. They had a build competition. They had a Halloween spooky competition. They had a massive just build competition. They've done a mini game competition, and so like, I mean, obviously, kind of just like stealing some of their ideas, right? Just like fun ways to do it. Harder in this game to do like Christmas themed and that kind of stuff, but possible. But maybe more along the lines of like the type of building, the type of design, and see what people are most interested in. Could be interesting. I have a golden doodle named Teddy. Oh my god, he's stubborn. Oh, my dog's stubborn too. Don't worry. A dog's stubborn. A wife's stubborn. A child's stubborn. I'm stubborn. Runs in the family. It's like sitting there like, what is this? Oh. That. I know what it is now. Rude rope. Water finds its own depth. Ain't that the truth? Astra Lizard would probably win the parkour challenge. That base was ridiculous last night. I'm glad that one worked out. I hope that the footage isn't too horrible and laggy, though. It runs in my jeans. Ew. Ew, knife. You nasty. Someone shut that wolf spider up? Jeez. It's like he's mad that he's trapped under this base forever now. can't understand why. I feel like it's a pretty good base, man. Like, could be... There definitely is worse places that wolf spider could be stuck forever. Lude would have, like, some crazy torture chamber for it. At least mine's just in the pit of despair. It's humane, right? The only type my fiance is, I'm afraid she'll hear me no matter what the distance, right?
Now that's...
No, my wife knows she's stubborn. And she knows she married someone stubborn too, so we're on an equal playing field. A new maze, I need someone to test for me? Ooh, that'd be fun. I have to review your base again just to see more of these mini games, man. It is a good joke. What? How did you guys get in here? What's the heck? What is happening? The frickin' Orb Weaver aggroed it somehow. Timber, get out of here. You're not helping.
Let's go! Put your feet up, bud.
I'm trying to kill it through the wall. It's a stealth mission. It's like, how did you get in here? Don't break anything, please, sir. Been pretty flawless so far, but every once in a while I get random things like that. I need a solid floor as part of the issue with this whole thing. The clover is not ideal because it's not a fully solid piece necessarily. So it's like every once in a while it just randomly sees you through the floor here and there. But like 99% of the time it has no issues. What if you let me repair this? What a thought. Dang you, game. Use him as my guard dog and feed him people from time to time. I mean, yeah, it would work. The issue with mine right now is that if you fight him down there, you absolutely wreck the base too. Not worth going down at the moment. Need to build in some extra protection. If I say something crazy, I know my fiance will beat my ass. Someone's got to keep us in check, right? Bigger battle is going to be used in the repair tool. It really is. It really is. It's so hit or miss right now. I cannot figure out why. Like, everything has to be at, like, chest height, currently, it feels like, to, like, actually work. Otherwise, if it's not at that height, it just doesn't work. If you have to, like, look down or up to it, it just is like, nope, you can't repair that. It starts to suck. Yeah, but if I relocate it, then I have a hole in my floor and there's a wolf spider staring at me, so that also isn't going to work very well. That's the current struggle. We have not seen anything about Burr, dude. That is my concern currently. But Burr is in creative. No, not. Pinecone is in creative. So I don't know. I honestly, I don't know what the current plan is with that. I sure hope. Let's see if I can. I have to remember where I saved the dang. Have it somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Why it's in that folder? let's see. Yeah, the bottom of Pinecone looks like burr, is why I was looking at someone's creative build and saw that the other day and was like, burr? What? Like, wait, nope, I was trolled. Yeah, just mushroom. Not sure. It doesn't actually say burr anywhere, but burr's in the game, so I'm not, like, when does that get released? I don't really know. Maybe it's like a coziness unlock or something. But if we get tier 3 equipment, then we can cut down things like burr. So hopefully, in theory, with tier 3 equipment, we should be able to chop down burr. And so it should work, right? Right? Yeah, I know. I haven't seen ash walls either. There's no way they don't add ash walls, though. But does that come in the future plans? Like, is that new buildings, new building materials, customization, base moving? Like, is that, what does that mean? I hope burr at least comes with this. And then, I guess, in theory, with tier 3 materials, you would, in theory, potentially be able to get ash cement, I hope, because then you can collect rust, right? Like, with tier 3 materials, you get rust, pine cone, burr, like the main kind of 3 things you would need for that, so I sure hope it comes with tier 3 tools. Go board, I'm playing Ship Graveyard 2. Ugh, I don't even know what that is. Yeah, I don't even know. I didn't come into the game till 1.0 and Grounded 1, so I don't actually know when they were fully released. But it's one of those things, like, I don't think it needs a whole lot of changes in terms of what it is. Like, I think there's a lot more customization options with Mushroom and how they could treat, like, dyeing it or whatever it is that makes it 2.0. So, hopefully, I'd be really happy if they added mushroom, bricks, burr, and ash cement all in that same update with the tier 3 tools. It would make sense. It would make sense, but I don't know. Buying that mushroom brick, yes. Honestly, mushroom brick alone would be enough to, like, keep me going for a really, really long time. That'd be that one thing that is, like, I'm really needing right now. I'll take what I can get, right? Not gonna be too picky about it. But man, it would make me happy. Future plans could be one of a million things. Yeah, exactly. There are literally so many. I mean, with every new area, we could get new materials of all kinds. So very quickly, we could have a lot of options at our disposal with the winter update.
Didn't even need instructions.
No guarantees, but I'd be surprised. Be very surprised if we don't get a lot of the random stuff. Seems like, since they don't have it specifically shown on the roadmap, it feels like it just is like, yeah, we'll just add it in with tier 3 when you can collect those specific tier 3 materials. Logically, it makes sense. That doesn't necessarily mean it makes sense, though. Welcome in, John Doe. I guess that's one way to treat an elevator. I guess. It's the middle one. And yeah, we are, for anyone wondering, we are full ADHD building tonight. That's just, we're going to be hopping around doing anything and everything. No rhyme or reason. We're just sending whatever my brain feels like tonight. That's how my brain's feeling at the moment. I know, right? No one's ever seen me ADHD build before, right? Not once. It keeps me engaged in, like, in the whole thing, I think is part of that. If I spend too much time building one specific thing, my brain just gets distracted and I lose track of, like, what I really am trying to do. Halfway. Dude, this wolf spider's getting ornery. Can't say that word right now. Ornery. Are you going to try to replicate Niles trees? That's a great question. I don't know. I want to, but like where? Currently, my struggle with this base is what I want to do with the outside of the whole thing. I have so much work to do on like the base itself that I'm kind of like in limbo of how I want to keep designing the outside. Like I really enjoy the front entrance and the whole like statues and stuff, but like the dragon things, I want to build eagles with mushroom brick eventually, instead of like dragons like a handful of people have built. That was just like what my brain immediately thought of. So I can't really build, I can build the dragons and then I'm gonna have to completely replace them once the winter update comes out. So I'm like half tempted to not fully finish them and just see what happens and be semi-patient for the whole thing to come out, but we'll see how that works. Patience is not one of my strong suits. Sometimes it is. Most of the time it's not. Are you going to try to oh, I already read that. Yeah, that's just, I don't know where I would build those trees at the moment. I have a lot more planning to figure out that stuff. I tend to sort of finish my base and then start working on the outside. Currently, I'm kind of jumping between things a little bit more than I maybe normally would. Just because we only have so many options at the moment. Fills it in. Like, currently this is just happening and I don't really know why. Like, I'm just sort of filling the ground, but the majority of this all probably gets like leveled out in some way, shape, or form. And then I can start building more cool things on the outside of the base, but need a bit more inspiration at the moment to figure out what all of that's going to be. It's always a bit of a struggle. Spicy chicken sandwich is really messing me up. That sounds so good right now. I love a spicy chicken sandwich. Absolutely one of my favorite things out there. Okay, so we need these. The other way, wasn't it? Fine on the inside. Okay. I got to go to Nashville earlier this year, and I got to try Prince's and Patty V's, and I could live off of their spicy chicken sandwiches, literally all day, every day. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A in terms of spicy chicken sandwich, Prince's over everything, by far. So freaking good. Carolina Reaper sauce, sounds wonderful. Just like bugs dying everywhere. wolf spider is going to destroy everyone one of these days. I figure out how to get this to work on the other side. It's not currently working very well. My mouth is on fire. My mouth is... How do you make an elevator? Very simply. Let's see. Simply put, find an open spot. It's very simple. Build one of these. Yes, we want a floor. Build one of those. The key being not going to work very well at the moment because this floor isn't built. Build it. So it's worthless. The main point is, if you look at this, there's this big flat side. You just want to take this big flat side and push it all the way up against the wall. This might not work with the sturdy walls. How is that broken? This bro is breaking my base trying to kill a frickin' weevil. And I whiffed. Ay, ay, ay. Let me build it out a little bit before you start destroying things. I can't afford to have things break. Where did that do? Whoa. Yeah, so you take this flat edge. It may or may not work with this specific wall type. Oh, alright, let's do that. Oh, oops. Good work. Good work. We're killing it. We're on top of it today.
Didn't even need instructions.
You hold those. We'll get to everyone else's questions in a second here. Finish this before I get too distracted. Doesn't work great on this exact surface, of course. Kind of have to have like a flat surface all the way around. So you want something like this. What? Where'd all my stuff go? Fall through the rock. Where did you take it? No, it fell through the rock. Lovely, lovely. Take a chicken sandwich over a PB&J burger. But over a peanut butter burger, that thing's the best. Don't knock it till you try it. It's life-changing. Alright. Well, without this platform built properly, it doesn't sit very well. But that's all you're doing. And then you build 3 up, build another floor, build another bounce web, rinse and repeat over and over and over again. That's all it is. Where in Nashville is Prince's? I'm going to a work conference soon in Memphis, and I'll take that drive on my free time. Let's see. In town, so like in downtown Nashville, there is a food hall. What it was called. Real quick. Yeah, the Assembly Food Hall is what it's called. It is like this massive freaking food hall. I don't know what I'm saying. It's like massive though. Like there's bars in it. There's like 2 bars at least, if not more. There's Addy B's, Prince's, Mexican food, Asian food, like Euros. There's every type of food you can freaking imagine. And you just like walk in off the street, straight up the main stairs, and Prince's is like right there, right in front of your face. They also, if you're flying into the Nashville airport, they also have one in the airport as well. You don't want to necessarily make a drive out of the whole thing. But it's absolutely worth a visit. It's so good. I just loved, I was the only person that could handle, I had hot, and everyone else was dying with like mild in my group that I went with because it was for a bachelor party. I was like, y'all are wimps. I enjoyed it a lot. But I love spicy food. The spicier the better for me, honestly. I have not been to Boston before, but I assume probably very similar. Just tons of restaurants. Tons and tons and tons of restaurants. It was really cool. Great place to have a drink and try a bunch of food. But going for work, though, ugh. Why is that lineup so bad? Or no, it's what we... Oh. Meats in this corner. And Nashville probably has 1,000 times better whiskey. It was good. That was the one thing we didn't do, was like go taste. Go to like tastings and stuff and like sample things. It was all this all does overlap, but it was like one thing I was trying to convince the guys to do when we were originally planning it, but everything was a little further away than people desired. It was really cool, though. What's also cool is I got to go for my brother-in-law's bachelor party, which was super fun, and now my wife is going to Nashville for one of her really good friends' bachelorette parties. So, very cool that she gets... Because I had so much fun doing the whole thing. Alright, you gotta go. I had so much fun exploring Nashville and just going around. It was exhausting, but it was really cool. So I'm excited that she gets to experience it as well. It was good with whiskey, good cigars. Don't get me started, man. It's been way too long since I had a cigar. Way too long. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're in Nashville and bar hopping and stuff, like, go to the cheap places. There are so many places. There was a place that sold like $2 beers, and just next door you could go spend $15 on a beer. It was ridiculous. So like, be a bit savvy in how you pick where you like go to drink and stuff. Like Morgan Wallen's bar and all those things are cool, but they're so overpriced. It's a joke. Like it's honestly ridiculous. Especially when there's literally places all over that you can get drinks everywhere for. And then you just go to those places for the music and live entertainment, because you don't have to really pay. Unless you're going out at like way later than my old decrepit self is. We were out there at 5:30, which was great. It is, honestly, it's the way to go. Okay, so that angle built off of the bottom corner of that. But there's so many cool things to see and do. It was awesome. just build it up this way, don't I? It's a really cool town. Not necessarily somewhere I maybe would want to live specifically, but it's really cool. Yeah, I was trying to be nice, and I bought the, bought my buddy who's the one getting married. I was like, hey, what do you want to drink? Like, we were in Dirks Bentley's bar, just up on, like, there's, like, every single building, every single bar pretty much has, like, a rooftop space. So we were just up there chilling, like, beautiful night. Was so freaking cool. And I was like, hey, like, who wants a drink? I'll be nice. I'll buy a couple. So I bought 2 people and myself a double Jack and Coke. It was $90. And I was like, all right, nobody gets double Jack and Cokes anymore for the rest of the trip. And then, like, as soon as you get out and experience it, like, you can find really inexpensive drinks all over the place. Very, very easily. You just have to not go to the tourist traps right off the bat. Those are where you end up when you're already have been drinking. And the cool spot, there's so many cool bars. Like, we found this blues bar, which was probably one of my favorite places of the entire trip. It was just this super random blues bar that we stumbled into. It looked like we were walking down Diagon Alley, and there's a handful of Harry Potter nerds in the group with me. And one of the guys was like, dude, it looks like Diagon Alley. I was like, well, we're waiting for everyone. Like, let's go walk down it and see what's down there. And, like, stumble into this super just random blues bar. Super small. Has, like, a second story, like, overlooking balcony inside of it. Just overlooking the little stage. And we spent 2 or 3 hours just sitting there having super cheap drinks and having an amazing time, just listening to awesome music, just like live music. And, like, if you're really into country, like, it's cool seeing like Lainey Wilson was performing, and there's some big artists there. I mean, it was also the CMAs, so there was a lot of really good artists around and stuff. But just going into the random bars was, like, the coolest part, because every single bar, if you walk through them, like, every single bar feels like a townhome. So they're all 3 to 5 stories tall, and every story of the building is a different person's bar. So, like, they're all owned by different people. And so there's every single floor. We went to one random bar, and every single floor had a different, just, like, musician playing. And if you're like, I'm not really feeling their music, let's just go one floor up, and you get a totally different vibe. Totally different, like, experience. It was so freaking cool. Like, it's someone who I really enjoy live music. It was so cool. Such a fun experience. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It was freaking epic. Credit card statement will be crazy after. Dude, there was a couple guys. Dude, one guy spent like $1,000 in like 3 or 4 days there. We were there from Thursday to Sunday, and he spent $1,000 on everything. I was like, bro, you gotta control yourself. You get drunk and you just start buying everyone drinks. Like, stop. You have a child and a wife, my friend. Stop spending so much money. But he was a goofball. He'd get like super drunk and then like spill someone's drinks and just buy everyone in the group a drink. And I'm like, bro, stop. Stop doing that. You're gonna wake up in the morning and be like, my wife left me 10 texts saying she's pissed at me because she saw the credit card statement. Luckily, he does fine for himself. He's a pilot in the Air Force, so he does plenty well for himself. But it's like, dude, you gotta control it. He spent more in one night than I spent in the whole freaking trip. It was nuts. Being a rooftop bar means you pay literally for the literal atmosphere, 100%. That's the crazy part, though. The downstairs was the same cost because it's all Dirk Bentley's bar, like the whole thing. Whereas the random ones are like random people's bars. They're all owned by different people. But it's really cool. Really cool. I'm kind of jealous my wife gets to go now because I want to go back. I want to go with my wife because she would really enjoy the music and stuff. Curved stairs. We have pine. Wait. Oh, yeah. We have these curved stairs. Is that not what you're thinking? Nashville might be dangerous. It is absolutely a dangerous place. Absolutely. In terms of spending way more money than you absolutely should be. But man, was it cool. It's just one of those experiences that it was worth it. Come on. Okay, these go inward. And outward. No control at all. I have a bad habit, so my fiance helps me here and there with it. Be like, do you really need that? Yeah. I mean, that's what you need, right? That's how partners work. We fill in each other's gaps. Thank goodness. That's still. Perfect, but should still get the effect across. I think. Dang pumpkins. Had over 50 dragon statues and incense holders and all that kind of things. I have no control. We all have our weaknesses, right? Dude, I got a shelf full of Harry Potter Legos, bro. Like, I know the feeling. I have... Here's my control. I have a shelf of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Harry Potter Legos, each of which is over $100 easily. Because that's my wife and I's new, like, fun stay-in night thing to do instead of, like, puzzles and stuff. I have a handful of the artistic, like, drawn and, like, all sorts of crazy styling. It's like the people who did all the artwork and stuff for the Harry Potter movies and all that. I have, like, specialty books. Then behind me, I have a gravel bike. In the garage, I have a full suspension mountain bike. I have 2 sets of skis. One for, like, a normal day, a powder set of skis. Poles for both. I have an entire golf set downstairs that I've been slowly upgrading and replacing clubs for years now. So I have a very nice set of golf clubs. I have all sorts of everything. I get the lack of control. It's my, like, middle name. It's hard not to when you enjoy things, you know? I want to make one of those curved patios with stairs, like courthouse stairs that lead up to it all the way around. I'll probably have to do off-grid, though. I've never done it before. It's honestly, it depends on how you're doing the off-grid. I think there are some very approachable ways to it while you're more so, like, learning how to do it. Oh, these need it. But all off-grid building is attention to detail and scaffolding. All you have to do is build 2 things of scaffolding, and you now have an off-grid build. Now, getting them lined up to where it's not going to drive you absolutely insane, that's the struggle. But that is all it is. It's just moving these around until they are the directions you want them to be. But it really is that simple in the concept of it.
I promise.
Turn off the snap to grid and you're good to go. Build a new shelf. Legos and puzzles are sick. Anyone who hates, tell them to find fun. Exactly. Tell them to stop being such an angry person. They're blast. The new like system that Lego has too, you like download an app. This is why my wife and I specifically love it. You can download an app and you can build together. So instead of like dividing it up, it'll literally split the plans. So I'll start building something and then I'll hand it over and it'll be like, hand it to your other person. And then they'll hand you some things. And so you each are just building random pieces of it and it just like slowly comes together. It's such a fun little process that they figured out. And like to just have the whole thing be on your phone now is really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. And the Lego sets are insane. I have a sorting hat that you push the hat down and it like says phrases and stuff from the movies. Like it's really cool. What's your golf brand? My irons are an older set of Nike clubs, like the Mach Speeds or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the specific set. But I've got, yeah, Nike irons, a TaylorMade R9 driver, my hybrid 3-wood and 5-woods are the TaylorMade Stealth 2 ones. My 2 wedges are the sort of like how Costco does things, Golf Galaxy, if you know what that is, like a West Coast golf big brand. Not sure if they're all over the US or not, but they have their own Tommy Armour or Armoire or something like that wedges that I really like. And then my putter is a TaylorMade Spider of some kind. There's so many different ones, I don't actually know which one it is. But it's mostly TaylorMade and Nike stuff, and then some random things thrown in. But my grandma used to, I've almost always played TaylorMade clubs because my grandma used to work at TaylorMade when I was growing up. She didn't like, it was nothing crazy. She just like worked in like the warehouse or something like that. But she got my dad a bunch of clubs early on for free. So I used those growing up and then have been slowly upgrading them little by little and just happened to still like the TaylorMade brand. So I kind of just stuck with it for the most part. Everything I try to get is like not super new or anything. Dang it, I can't spin it until I figure. I think that's just kind of where my comfort zone was when I was picking things out, is all. Spin, you goof. I'm gonna break these pumpkins. Who decided that these pumpkins need to make noise constantly? I like it and hate it at the same time. Piers and paths are the best to learn off-grid. Yes, exactly. But yeah, the stuff I've been working with, like messing with pebble foundations, is a great way to do it. All of the work that we did over here, all this off-grid stuff, it's very forgiving because you can kind of just stack things on top of each other endlessly and it all looks legit, but like there's grids, like as you can see, kind of all over the place on these. Each one of these steps is a different grid. There's grids all over the place. They're very easy with pebble foundations and stuff to mess with. That is by far the easiest way to get rolling with them. Going all in on a build right off the bat is kind of difficult. Is a not impossible, but it is a more challenging way to start for sure. Off topic, Lost is a goated show. I'm like 50-50. I loved the start of it. And then it was like how many times can they get off and on the island and got crazy. They started losing me after a little while, just with like the plot line started getting so crazy that I never actually like finished it fully, but it was fun. I liked the concept in the beginning. Floor. Got too outrageous for me, right? Keep talking about Hogwarts Legacy. I might just start playing it for the first time. Please do. If you're at all a Harry Potter person, it is so freaking fun. It is like everything you could ever hope for. Honestly. Like, it really is. So incredibly fun. Just like getting to explore the castle and like run around and like take classes and that kind of stuff was so fun. It's everything I ever dreamed of. The pumpkin just reminded me a haunted house for the first build challenge would have been perfect. Yeah, they were kind of like... They didn't want to get too crazy with the first theme, I think, was part of it. I think that was kind of the idea. And also, like, Jade and CDT were so focused on getting the whole thing set up. I think it was more like, I guess this is fine to start. There's so much. There's like if anyone's if anyone saw the planning chat that they have going on, you'd be like, oh my gosh. There's so much going on. Getting all the creators together, the timeline of the whole thing, figuring out how to connect the donations to the Obsidian stuff. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on with it, so they kept a lot of it simple to figure out what the heck we're doing, since no one's really done a charity event necessarily. In the group, they've all done a lot of random things, but they haven't put together like a community thing as a group. So it was simple was the way to go first go around. Haunted House would be cool though. Just love the psychology aspect to the show. Oh, definitely. There's a lot. It's definitely like there's a lot going on in the show. It's definitely interesting. I need to just like get into it and like watch the whole thing all the way through at some point. One of those things I just haven't brought myself to doing. Okay, so then we need to triangle. You've convinced me now. I'll start playing. Get to it, man. I mean, if you can't stream, right? Might as well. No better opportunity than now. It's so fun. I think they did a phenomenal job with that game. The only thing they didn't do was enough DLC stuff. The modding side of it, I never really... Well, I got into the mods, but then they essentially created mod support for it, and that's... I haven't really gone back and played since then, though. But it was really fun. Very, very fun. Okay. Way off, isn't it? The handy nap, man. One, two. that's right. Then from that, halves. This needs to go away. You need to go away. If you have any questions about Hogwarts Legacy, though, let me know. Happy to help. Not feel. It's because these are overlapping too. Definitely didn't make this easy on myself by any means. The most complicated concept. Just for Kicks, a build challenge of builds inspired by the existing Lego set. It is the original building game. Not wrong. The issue with that is there's everything. Like, there is no limitations. They have everything now. They have architectural sets. They have Harry Potter sets. They have, like, it's everything. So technically the theme would be anything. Like, literally everything is a theme at that point, because there's a Lego set for everything now. Which is insane. Absolutely insane that they have so many sets now. In the best way. It is cool. Why is this trying to say block? Gosh, dang it. Alright, I'm out. Now it's work, man. I'm gonna go TikTok Nashville bars for an hour before passing out. Good luck. Enjoy. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you really don't even need to, like, look anything up. You just, like, you can just walk around. It's insane. It's actually insane. Just stuff everywhere. Insane in the best way possible. Okay. Build these over for. Headed in the right direction, though. Not bad. Almost lines up, dang. I want all the resources from these dang pumpkins, but I'm kind of tired of listening. All my stuff. About time I finally got to all this stuff. The, like, overly repetitive, rebuild the same thing over and over again I've been putting off for way too long. Figure this out. It'll be fine. make it so I can finally start taking pictures for thumbnails and stuff on the other side of this base as well. Been like stuck trying to like rinse and repeat the same exact things because I haven't necessarily, like, we've been building a lot, but we also haven't been building a lot at the same time. I don't really know how to like explain it, but the exterior hasn't necessarily changed enough to like warrant taking pictures and all that for all my thumbnails, so it's been an interesting challenge. Flip. Alright, I'm gonna go destroy these pumpkins. Going insane. It feels like you get so many things from these. The other side of the base for a little while. Because I want free stuff. I just don't want to listen to them while I'm building right here constantly. It's there. I would win a Halloween build just on the fact that I have a wolf spider in the bottom of my base. I feel like that's a lot of points right there just for being crazy enough to do stupid like that. I do this. Perfect. That all looks pretty good.
A fine piece of handiwork, Mr. Smalls.
I always forget I'm wearing a gas mask all the time now because of this Mantis set. It throws me off hearing Max talk with the gas mask voice because it doesn't look like I'm wearing it because of the Founders Pack stuff. Throws me for a loop every time. Okay. Getting somewhere. Little by little, little by little. It took a lot of work, but your off-grid build alignment is great. It definitely was. Yeah, I don't know if you were there in the beginning one. There was a stream. Everyone was just sitting there like, I was amazed. There was 100 people. This was like right when the game launched, and I was like really getting into this build. And so we spent 4 hours one night just lining up these corners, getting each one of these individual sides to line up perfectly with one another. Actually, we probably did two 4-hour streams of just getting these blank walls. Like nothing else, just getting these lined up properly. So it was just like, I was amazed. I was like, there's no way there's 100 people watching me just bash my head against this over and over again. It was ridiculous. Everyone was just like, dude, the persistence is insane. Like, the fact that you're this dedicated is ridiculous. And I'm like, well, I am insane. Part of the game, I guess. Not bad. They definitely didn't end up like perfect, but it did turn out pretty good. Why is the armor blue now? How has it always been blue? I think so. Look at that armor set. What the? I think it's always been blue. I don't know if I've ever really paid attention though. Yeah? I think it has been.
A little tight around the muscles.
I don't know if I paid enough attention to actually like say that's true or not though. It's very not something I ever really fully noticed. What else are we? Have to get triangles in all the way around. I think that all looks good. Just lighting those. Okay. I think we're headed in the right direction. I think. Say that now and I'll realize something's totally off, but that's for future Timber to deal with. The hardest part of this is figuring out the way I built the original side. It just kind of happened. I wouldn't say there was really any rhyme or reason to how I created the first side. It was just kind of like chaos. I started adding blocks everywhere I could and somehow came up with whatever we're calling this design. But I play on hard. I didn't particularly find the game to be all that difficult, honestly. So if you like a little bit of a challenge, I think you should. I don't think the game is all that difficult. Especially on PC, I found it to be pretty easy. More so, like, there's just fun puzzles. There's so many, like, Easter egg type puzzles and stuff. References to the original. All the Harry Potter stuff. They did a really good job with it. In terms of, like, making it crazy. And the whole, there's, like, shiny. There's, like, shiny beasts as well, like Pokemon. Like, it's so fun. Like, I got super into shiny hunting when Arceus came out, and I have like a ton of shinies in that game because that was when part of the time when my wife was pregnant, and so I would just sit on the couch watching a show, shiny hunting random things in Legends Arceus, and I got really into it for a while there, and then they had it in Hogwarts Legacy, and I was like, okay, well, if I have to. I have shinies of all the different fantastic beasts and stuff too. It was ridiculous. So fun. Looked it up, it's always been blue. I don't know why I thought it used to be red. I don't know. I feel like, yeah. Who knows? I don't often pay attention enough to actually notice the little things like that. Easily overlooked. I choose which? What do you mean? Like you chose to be a witch? Or you choose which difficulty? No, that's not it. That needs to go from this side. A witch on hard. Okay, okay. Good luck. What do you mean it's unsupported? It's right there. That's... Don't do this to me, grounded. Why you gotta be so rude? I don't think that's how that works, Grounded. Don't think that's how that works. Okay.
A fine piece of handiwork.
Some of the
Mr.
build
Small.
glitches drive me crazy. Yeah, it's definitely, especially when you're building off grid, like you never really know when things are gonna work and when they're not when you're like building ridiculous stuff like this. Sometimes it all works flawlessly and sometimes it won't work for a month and then it'll randomly all come together and be totally fine, and really just never know. So much of it is just like trial and error and just persistence. And order of operations is one of those things that I hound on a lot. A lot of it just depends on how you build things, in what order. And like things like this are like the perfect example of grounded. Like I'll leave this off because it's not building right now, and I'll come back in a couple days and it'll build like it wasn't even an issue before. It's very random sometimes how this works. Persistence is definitely probably the most important piece. That doesn't look. No, it builds off of that. Keeps going. It's okay. It's too low. Okay, so that should let me build that now, right? Theory? Yeah. Like that dragon in the intro, I'm now hooked. There's actually mods, especially since you're playing now, you can download mods, just from the PC, from your PC, directly from the like game menu. And so I think one of the mods is instead of a broom, you can ride a dragon. It's a great one. Very fun. Fight me on it, Grounded. I'm gonna make it work. I promise you that one of these days. Yeah, so much of the building in this game is just persistence and willingness to figure out the ways to work around things. Everything works eventually. Whether it's just the angle you're looking at, or who knows what it is sometimes. They're port keys, like the boot in the movie. Port keys. I don't think you take any port keys at any point. There is some like random teleportation type stuff that you go through in the story, but I wouldn't say it's much. In the very beginning, yeah, I was like, man, there might be one. It's been so long now since I've actually like played the game that it's hard to remember. There's a lot. There's quite a bit of story and stuff to get through. You can definitely rush through a decent amount of it, but there's a lot of content to do. Especially if you're like completionist like me. Like I built out each one of the vivariums. I built out in the room of requirements stuff. I built out I got all of the different fantastic beasts that you can get. At least one. I got a male and female of every single shiny one as well. I got all of the quests and achievements and like story item stuff that you can get. I did all of the quests, literally everything. I have 100%ed the entire game. There is literally nothing left to do. Finished it all. It was so good. Not necessarily saying it's the best game ever made, but I enjoyed it so much that I consider it one of the better games out there. But as a Harry Potter nerd, that sort of only means so much. No worries, man. Do not feel like you have to hang out here by any means. Enjoy it. You only get to explore Hogwarts for the first time once. And you're gonna have if you enjoy that type of thing, you're gonna have a blast. You really are. Worth giving it your attention, honestly. Nightman, thank you for the $5 as well. We'll be getting Timber. He's only got 3 treats left, so we'll be getting him some new treats here soon. So thank you. It's much appreciated. All right, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, it's finally coming together. I don't know why I put this off for so long. These. Oh. Well, good to know my bedroom is now peeking through the top of here. I'm gonna have to mess with that. I was kind of curious when I was placing those things that might happen. It's only natural. Kind of expected it. Question is, why is this location obstructed though? That doesn't make any sense.
A fine piece of handiwork, Mr. Smalls.
It's gonna drive me nuts. It'll all work out eventually. All right, 1 second. I need to go pee real fast. I'll be right back. Give me like 30 seconds. And we're back. Okay. Scooting over his tail or anything. Wouldn't want that. Okay. Good posture reset as well. The longer I take to, or the longer I sit still in my chair, the lower I sit constantly. Horrible posture by the end of the night. Much grass. Okay. Other than one piece, looks good, I think. Yeah. Every time. Hopefully not the most boring night of building anyone's seen. I know it's super repetitive, but sometimes this is what mega building is. Repetition, repetition. Definitely one of the things that a lot of people miss on the big bases is like repetition is kind of nice. Used to be like my favorite thing to just sit with a show on and build random things like this for hours. You're learning? Good, good. Sometimes doing like part of the reason I enjoy like slightly more symmetrical builds is it allows you to sort of autopilot through some of it. It can be hard to just make every single piece of it super custom. Adds a lot of time to the design side of things. Not having any form of repetition in a build.
I'm feeling less grape, more raisin right now.
Water. Glad people are learning through my boringness, though. Not all. Face side over there. It's not all just fun design all the time. Sometimes the big bases just sit through and grind. Holy cow. I think I got stems recently. Annihilated my stock. I have a lot over here still, so fine. Sometimes it is just a grind. Chest. It'll feel so nice when these sides are done, though. It'll be worth it. No, be too attached. Correct piece. Sir, go in your home. Not the right one. Too many grids on top of each other. There we go. Okay. One more done. This side's also definitely going to be slightly different, so I probably shouldn't go too crazy. We got a lot of design to figure out how to work around this weird leaf. I don't know why they decided to put this leaf right here. So random. It's not really like attached to anything. It's just like in the way. Really wish I could get rid of that. It's like now designing like cool entryway similar to the other side is like so much more difficult to design around this weird leaf. Be an interesting challenge. It won't suck, but definitely would be nice if it wasn't there. Backward. Rather have it built the wrong direction than not built at all, I guess. For the time being. Makes no sense sometimes. Grounded, you silly. You silly something. Okay, then we get these middle things built. Above, easy enough. It has to be the same. Deal with the leaf first. Yeah, well, the issue is I've already completely designed the other side of the base. Not really anything I can do about it. It definitely doesn't have to be the same, necessarily. But I was hoping to take inspiration from the other side, I guess, is the best way to put it. I don't necessarily have a problem with it being different. But it's much more difficult to design around that leaf than anything else, I will say. It's a design challenge at the end of the day. We'll figure it out. All my stuff. This is why I want the handy net, so I don't have to do this. Makes it so much easier flying around. Free of all worries and cares in the world. Let's go back. Yes, of course. I forget. You have to go through and remove all of those little extra floor pieces
A
too.
fine piece of handiwork, Mr. Small.
If I can, if there's anything I can get rid of when building big, I always try to. The least amount of pieces possible is always best. Doesn't mean that they're always gonna let you, but sometimes these random things don't care. Other times they weirdly do. I have a castle build I've been working on for a while now. Thinking about requesting a review? Yeah. Anytime. Just DM me your Xbox username and we'll get you on the list. Happy to do it. And I love castles, though. Be excited to see it. How does that work? Do I share my world with you? Yep, that's all it is. If you add me on Xbox, or if you send me your Xbox username, I add you. Then when you go to create a shared copy, the world I automatically show up as someone you can share the world with, and then you just have to share the world, and I take a review of it on stream and then make a video out of it. We are a bit behind on the videos though. Got a lot of work to do to catch up. Being gone for two full weeks set me way behind. I got a lot of videos to get made. But all good. It's pretty fun. What if you move them along with you rather than building all of them? What do you mean? Let's go sleep like a day. Working through the whole night.
Yeah.
It's not all of that, but I am kind of happy with how it's turning out. No worries. We have reviewed fully finished, ridiculous mega builds and half-done starter bases. As long as it's not a grass box with nothing going on, it's good to review. A major portion or idea behind the reviews is to help people improve their base designs and provide ideas with my thousands of hours of experience
Make a kill.
building in the game. So there's nothing wrong with it not being done or have lofty goals you have not gotten to yet. It's all good. I really enjoy reviewing the like fully finished ones, of course, because it's cool. Like, it's awesome seeing someone's like final vision coming to life. I really enjoy that side of it, but at the same time, like Niall's base last night is a great example of one. Like, it's really difficult to give constructive ideas to someone that's got a completely finished base. So if the base isn't done, it just helps me in the sense that I can offer more suggestions on how to like add or improve things, or if you have something specific you're struggling with that you don't really know what you want to do or how you want to do it, I can help with those concepts way easier when it's not like a fully finished, fully fleshed out concept. So both work out really well. And sometimes people just want to see cool stuff, and other times people really enjoy the advice and they like learning how they can make their base better with the different ideas, so it always works. Back a couple build pieces and move to where you build the next one. Still not following. Dead set on waiting to use mushroom bricks for the upper part of the tower, depending on what you're going for. I think the gray of purple foundations along with the darker gray of the light post might be cool to mess around with. Pretty set. I like visually, I have this like white tower that I really like the idea of that I'm kind of working with, so I lean more towards the white because I like the concept that's in my brain currently, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like perfect, but that's the right way to go. I'm not totally sure. If something like sticks, the issue currently is that I want to build like slightly behind this, so part of my design may not work quite the way I want, so I might be filling in this with mushroom brick, or we might be leaving this and then building mushroom brick up from here and finding a way to like integrate it just behind this on its own grid potentially. I'm really not totally sure, but I just really like the idea of, I had said like these towers are kind of currently what I'm working for. And I just like the idea of like thinking of the lower level as this like palisade thing that sort of like wraps the lower level in like a more structural sort of material, and then the light white sort of is the main tower piece of some kind, however that works. Be kind of more like this, but with this amount. In theory, if we got ash cement, I would like go crazy with ash cement too, if that came out in the winter update. So it really depends on what we get outside of just mushroom brick. But the hard part I always struggle with, like, your bases, you started with the idea of the pebble foundations, and so it's much easier to work with that, whereas I didn't plan for that, and so the extra thickness of the pebble foundations makes it so much harder to like integrate into a build, because like currently you can't physically build any of the foundation pieces like where I'm building. Like everything has to be set out. So I always struggle with these specifically. Just naturally it's going to work like that, of course, but it's also so much more work. Collecting clay and stone or pebbles is so much more work than collecting mushrooms, so I tend to lean to that too. But there's a possibility of, like, as I was saying, I like the shape and design of this, but I like the colors and texture. So I really like the idea of like dark corners in some way, continuing the way we've messed with the palisades at the moment. So in some way, these palisades become the corner pieces that potentially go up to the top in some way, shape, or form. And then the mushroom brick sort of infills all of that. And I've always really liked mushroom brick with the stem. We'll see how it works with the pine. I'm not 100% sure if that's going to look potentially as good as I would like it to. So we might be changing the design of the lower area a little. We might be changing the design of the upper area potentially. It all just depends on how it looks together. We'll see. Really want some of the mushroom bricks for my build, but I'm going to be back and update it once the winter update hits. I definitely like mushroom brick look for castle walls and stuff. Yeah, it's the perfect fit. And for off-grid building as well, I really like mushroom brick for off-grid building. Everything blends together so perfectly that you can hide ridiculous things in it that you would never guess. There's like 7 or 8 random pieces all like mashed together. So I also really like mushroom brick for the way it builds off-grid. You're talking about the quarter floors that you carry the grid side. If you and start carrying the grid, you can go back and move the first piece and place it ahead. Build the next. You can't actually. In some of these are getting the only issue with that. I think I'm understanding what you're saying. Is as you can see, the grid has to have these. So until I build more, every single one of these is being supported by the previous one. So you can't build the next piece without building this and leaving it. The reason I can remove the ones I am is because they are now being supported by the other pieces that I'm building around it. So like, as you can see, like some of these that get built in between these start supporting, but the majority of them don't. So until you start building more like behind the walls that are clipping, you have to have these ones because this grid is following this wall, if that makes sense. So this grid is what this is built on, and so each one of these zigzags is not supported by this floor, it's supported by this wall. So until you get to that point where like the whole thing essentially starts getting supported from here, because these are being supported by all the craziness that's happening here. And I don't even fully understand at times why some of this is supported and why it's not. It's kind of jank. There's 4 or 5 grids going on between all these, like in the grand scheme of things. The way I kind of designed it all out. So it's a little ridiculous. And the only way I've found is that by starting to build the pieces that are supporting these palisade walls, for some reason that allows me to move just a couple of these, but not many. It's like just when you start building, but then the rest of them all go back to like being unsupported and stuff. Like no clue why that one decides now it's not being supported, but before I started building this stuff, it was supporting everything. And I don't know, it doesn't make sense sometimes. I don't know why. I can't explain it sometimes, but it works. Can't wait to see what you were talking about. I've spent a lot of time fitting things together for my off-grid. Building on my castle has been a pain. It's definitely a lot of work. It's definitely a lot of work. My off-grid stuff isn't as complicated as yours, but it has been fun learning. That's the thing though, like, my first off-grid build was like an octagon that I built by lining up walls in the pagoda. And so the only, like, it was just finding ways to make them work, and then once you get the simple off-grid building stuff done, from there you can start doing more complicated, and you'll start understanding the ins and outs of building off-grid, because I think the struggle is that the game doesn't necessarily fully understand how these things are working together. Like, it knows that sometimes things are not supposed to be touching when they are, and that there's two grids hitting, and sometimes it doesn't know. So there's not a whole lot of like consistency necessarily between a lot of it. And so that's a big part of the learning process, is just like, how do you get around the unsupported stuff? How do you get around something at one moment not fitting, or saying like location obstructed, like those type of things. Like, by building off grid and little pieces, you slowly will get better and better at those things, and it just kind of snowballs from there. But my off grid builds started very simple in the beginning, and through 3,000 hours of playing Grounded 1 and building a ton of off grid stuff, I eventually learned a lot of these things. And when the winter update comes out, I'll be doing a video on how to build off-grid as well. But I need mushroom bricks to do the full video and do it justice the way I want it to be done. Some of the support levels are scary. It's like a temporary thing, though, typically. So a lot of the times, like, this says supporting 34 things. Like, it probably isn't supporting 34 things. Like, here, let's see. Sometimes this stuff just doesn't know what it's doing. Okay, so it's supporting everything that way, is why I was doing that. So as soon as this stuff is built out, a lot of these things become back supported afterwards, if that makes sense. But that's typically building off grid starts with a ton of things that are unsupported, and then the more you build, the more they start supporting each other. Son of... Grounded? Why? Oh, that sucks. Everything rotated. Dang it, I didn't even think about that when I was testing that. Heck, that sucks. Dang. That was rude. And that's another fun glitch that Grounded has.
A fine piece of handiwork, Mr.
One of my
Smalls.
least favorite ones. That one has been in the game since Grounded 1. That things just randomly decide to rotate for these quarter blocks and stuff. Oh, that sucks. So bad. I'm gonna have to redo all of this. Dang it. That really sucks. And that's the only issue with this design that I'm working with. That specific issue. That one glitch that ruins everything. Reload the previous save? No, it won't make it any difference. It was gonna happen. It's not an expensive example. That was going, like, when I logged off tonight and logged back in tomorrow, this was going to happen 100%. I've had this issue happen enough that nothing showing you right there. The only difference is we would have built everything all the way around here, and we would have been all the way around here, and we would have been all the way over here, and then I would have had to fix all of it. So It just happens. It's the unfortunate side of the quarter triangle and vertical triangle, or sorry, the quarter triangle, vertical quarter walls, and quarter floor pieces they've had that issue since the first game for some crazy reason that I cannot understand. I've never been able to figure out why, and the devs obviously, every time they update the game, they fix it, and then it re-breaks when they update again. So it's just an unfortunate circumstance that has happened many, many times before. I'm very used to it, sadly. The biggest issue with it is that they all still think they're supporting each other, even though they're not. So I'm gonna have to destroy a bunch of that off stream and redo it. But that's fine. It's easy to do off stream. I might be able to save it with some of these things. Yeah. Getting the floors, that's the biggest issue. All these floors rotated, so now they're all here instead of in the proper spots. Just little weird things. There's been times where I've done that, and it was exponentially worse. That honestly probably was half as bad as I've seen it before. Yeah, I've had that happen and had 5 times as many pieces do that. Easy enough fix, but does suck. One of those things you just get used to over time. I feel for you. Some hard luck, yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's not even luck. Like, it's just part of the build process doing what I'm doing. Doesn't necessarily mean, like, building off-grid is the only way that happens, but oftentimes it does feel like off-grid building frustrates the game in some way, and that happens more often. Quarter wall. Quarter floor. Alright, what are you doing? Silly goose. Just slowly getting it all back into place. It'll be funny tomorrow. Ludorab will be like, oh no, it happened. Luckily, you can salvage a decent amount of it. Here. Simplify it. Get something to snap to. There you go. Okay, then one there. Alright, that side's fixed and back. That. Luckily, I am really used to it, honestly, so. The first time it happened was so infuriating. It was like one of those, like, what is this? And then it happened to everyone, and so I was like, okay, well, I guess I can't be too mad. I'm not alone in the struggle. Figure out what is supporting what. I think that's the bigger issue here, is that this side is all being supported by this side currently. So now it's rectifying how can I trick the game into doing what I want it to do. Or will it even let me? Timber, you goof. Scared me. We could remove a bug from this game, that would be the one. Yeah, I had this happen do on a 90% complete wizard tower. It was a pain, but it happened in creative, so it's definitely less trauma. Yeah, it's definitely one of the major build issues. Which is so weird because they fix it. I swear they fixed it 10 times. Like they fix it. It happened the first time, and I was like, everyone send in issues right now. Like they need to solve this, and so it literally broke the cathedral that I built in my sandbox build. That one was like, it did it to a build that was easily twice. I mean, the build is probably twice this size around, and it was all the towers were built with hundreds of these little triangles everywhere, and then the crow roofs, all the crow roofs rotated. It was like 500 or 600 pieces that I had to replace. That one sucked, and that was the first time it happened, and it happened in a way that you actually couldn't fix it. You physically couldn't build for like a week. It sucked. That one was rough. So this one could be worse, but I'm definitely gonna have to screw with some of that off stream, figure out how to get this stuff to be supported properly so I don't have to deal with it. Maybe that'll be the way to do it. Just start building the next thing, and hopefully some of it starts supporting little by little. Soldier on. Sometimes the best remedy is just keep building. See what happens. It's got sorted into Slytherin. So you're one of those guys.
Didn't even need instructions.
Okay, then over. What do you mean, one of those people? No, every time I've taken the tests, I'm either Gryffindor or Ravenclaw. I have to give you crap, right? We're arch enemies. I did do a Slytherin playthrough though, and was just like as evil as could be. That was fun. It was a good time. Out of materials. Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a decent amount of crude rope, those. But yeah, I forgot to mention, I finally got this door frame to go away. Still a little piece in here that's not perfect, but now there's not a door frame there, so I feel. A lot of crap in my inventory right now. Get it out of here. Good then they made it so there's water droplets freaking everywhere now. They like updated that so there's water droplets everywhere, and I was like, guys, like, I actually reached out to the devs and I was like, why is there so many water droplets spawning? Like, it was ridiculous. And like, that's intended, we increased it. And I was like, but why? It just makes all the water stuff pointless. It literally defeats the purpose of a canteen and all the other items for water at this point, because you can just get water everywhere now. You don't have to try it to survive anymore. Sometimes that's probably one of my other, outside of just the random glitches and stuff, of course, but one of my bigger questions is why they keep making the game easier and easier for people. They like market it as a, it's definitely not a children's game by any means. What am I doing? Sitting way further back. It sucks. Be lower, doesn't it? Guess it looks weird. It's aren't inside it. Mostly think of right now that meme from Star Wars. Like, more! More! That one. I'm gonna tell you that before I get immersed in my game. Sounds good. Alright, we're slowly fixing the support issue. Little by little. Of course. That makes sense, sure. This should slowly help fix the issue on the other sides. Not gonna be perfect, but might make it so I can start moving some of these pieces. Hopefully get lucky. The other the hardest part about this glitch is these ones that flip back into another piece and they almost look like they're actually part of it. Really can't tell the difference sometimes. That's happening with every game. Yeah, it's good times, right? Welcome in, by the way. Lionson. You're having a good night. Or day, depending on where you're at. Night for me, but not for most. Sure, we'll make it work. Pebbles. Need to go farming, apparently. Well, it's definitely getting there. I mean, other than fixing half of this side. We're getting there. It's taken ages, but it's close. It's very close. Yeah, just making games easier for no reason. Yeah, I was very surprised, especially like in the first Grounded, they when they just decided to like make everything super easy. I was like, wait a second. You're like, yes, you could still play on WoW and you'll have a good challenge, but at the same time, it felt like they made it maybe too easy at times. Sometimes things are too difficult. But like, I feel like they nerfed the infected broodmother at one point, and I was like, literally the only reason this thing exists is for the try-hard, crazy people. Like, It serves no purpose other than being incredibly difficult. There's no point to do any part of that fight unless you want the challenge. I was like, why would you make it easier at any point? Sometimes. It's also hard to balance a game for someone like me like this because I have so much time in the game. I'm not a combat person and I'm still pretty dang good at combat. I enjoy some of the challenge, though. I like a bit.
Bottle that up.
Bit of a
Make
challenge.
it
Not too ridiculous. How did he get it? Even any mites in this part of the world? What? Need to put a door on here at some point. They keep wandering through. The point was that the big bugs can't go around and then wander into this area, so they're like, no matter what, like I'm not gonna find a random scorpion or something chilling in my base. But I've noticed that a lot of the random spiders and stuff just meander their way in on accident here and there. That's been interesting. Chest. Where'd it go? There it is.
Didn't even need instructions.
Okay, got a couple pieces that aren't working quite yet. Those aren't bad. Yeah, I'm gonna have to destroy half of this off stream. What if? Perfect, a rock. Probably enough. Couple. Get all of that stuff finished so I don't have to think about it anymore. The bottom of this is going to be so hard to replicate. This thing is built. It's ridiculous. So ridiculous. Not sure how I built this originally. I might have to go back and watch some of my really early streams. Figure out how I got this stuff to properly connect. Did that do it? Right support piece. Get these out of the way. The crappy part about these is my measurements are like just barely different in a few spots. So I think this is frustrated because it's currently touching the lamppost there. Let me out. Hello? Dog snoring? Heck. I thought there was an earthquake a second ago. Dog. Yeah, it's that right there. How did I get that to work on the inside though? Same exact setup both ways.
You've gone soft these last 2 years. Prove me wrong. Never built anything in Grounded, but watching you got me into it. Nice. Love to hear it. It's definitely one of those, I think what's so interesting about Grounded's building, because it's, I probably had a very similar
like perspective on it is when I first started building in Grounded. I was just playing with 3 of my buddies and like looking at the building, and I was someone who built like mega stuff in every game. So like I did crazy stuff in Halo Forged, I did crazy stuff like in Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Stardew Valley, like Subnautica, Minecraft, like any game that you could build stuff in, like that I found is an interesting game, I was building crazy bases in. And I got into Grounded because a couple buddies of mine wanted to play it and thought it was cool. And at first glance, the building, like the system in general, seems so simple. Like it doesn't feel like you can do what you can actually do in the game. Like it at first glance, it just doesn't seem like as good of a building game as you might think it is. And so for me, it was like, my buddy started building a base, and we had done a lot of Minecraft stuff together and built some crazy like let's play maps and stuff. And he built this one crazy like roof design and like this cool little base section off of our base, and I was like, wait a second, wait, the building is that cool? Like, but at first glance, it seems very simple. Like it does not seem like something you can build, the kind of stuff you can build in. You really have to like get into it to figure out that it is a really good building game. Because when you first look at it, it looks childish and oversimplified. The grass, like I don't really like the grass materials. You have to get more late game materials. I don't really love stem as much. Like visually, I like them more as like highlight pieces. And so it really took me, like we had almost beat the entire game before I started realizing like how cool the base building is. And it took time. It definitely takes a lot of time to kind of get used to it and figure out the like potential. At first glance, it doesn't seem like there's anywhere near the potential build-wise that it actually has. Sort of slowly discover how good it is over time playing. And then you realize it and you're like, holy cow, you can do whatever you want here. We just need more materials and items and stuff. And then it's endless. Go forever. And this is definitely not entry-level builds at this point. This is this is the level of like you really got to the point where you're just like, oh, I can break this. Like I can really break this. Have a lot of fun with it. Instead of get out of here. That. Need those. Looks intimidating. Yeah, this is 3,000 plus hours of Grounded building experience, so there are very few people that are attempting to build anything like the stuff I build. But we are finding a lot of people building really cool stuff at the same time, though. It's just time, though, at the end of the day. I mean, I'm building off-grid, and I've spent 100 days figuring out how to do all of this and stuff to get it to lay out like this. Because this is off-grid, but you can build really, really cool things on-grid. Like, you don't have to break the whole build system to build things this cool. Like, some of my favorite builds in Grounded 1 were stuff that is built completely on a single grid. Now, the overall city that I was building was built on multiple grids, so the houses can be all kind of different angles and stuff, but like individual buildings were almost all built on the same, like a single grid. And so like that, if you like watch my on my YouTube, I have a I spent 3,000 hours building this city in Grounded. That base, you'll see, like, there's a lot of grids in terms of, like, how the city's laid out, but, like, the individual buildings are almost all built on a single grid, or on the same grid, so they're not, like, ridiculous, where you get these pieces, like, these corners that are all just, like, coming into each other and stuff. They're just mashed into each other to create weird patterns and all this. You could really see, like, how even with the basic building, you can build really, really cool, interesting things. We just need more materials in Grounded 2. Is the only thing currently missing. Many more materials to build with. Coming together.
A fine piece
Been a
of
process,
handiwork,
but we
Mr.
are getting
Small.
there. Feels good. I've been putting this off for way too long, just doing other things instead. That needs to plunge. That can. He's placed. Yeah, I'm at the point of building now where it's more about, like, how far can I push the build system, whereas most people are nowhere near. Very, very few people are building ridiculousness quite to this level. But man, is it fun. But yeah, my overall goal is just to get more people building in this game. Building more and building bigger and cooler. And all of us just endlessly inspiring each other and coming up with cool ideas that we all want to take and make cool stuff with. That's when I find building to be the most fun, is when I get to bounce ideas off of other builders and we're all coming up with cool ideas. And I do one thing, someone else takes that idea and does something totally different with the same concept and changes it in a bunch of ways. Just like feed off of each other endlessly. Never-ending build cycle. Here, dang. Jump. There you go. Come on. It's incredible. Thank you. Thank you. Go in your home. Dang it. Are you skipping 90 degrees? This is the hardest part about building off-grid like this, is everything wants to build on top of the other things. There it is. So close, but so far. Grids are getting a little messy. Not in a way that I don't think anyone would really notice, but these are like slightly further away than some of these. Not a perfect job on setup for me, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. Two more. Buddy? I know, you can go downstairs soon. I'm almost done. Although I don't know why you're excited to go lay downstairs instead of upstairs, but... Is that... No way, that's right. Off. Side's like perfect. It is maybe slightly caught. It's like perfectly lined up though. There's like so off all of a sudden. I have to rebuild this side. That's getting jank. Really is surprising that it's that off. I guess it's hard because I can't actually see what this side's doing very well, so maybe that's why it's a little weird. That means one of these sides is probably off too. That looks like perfect. Sure looks evenly spaced to me though. I don't know. Just this one wall. I'm like slightly attached to a wrong grid. Fine. Interesting. Let's see some of that. It is off. It is a little off. Probably only gonna get worse the more I do too. Sucks. Yuck. It's not bad enough to worry about it, but it is going to start messing things up once I get higher up, though, is probably the issue. Oh, this side sucked so bad to do, too. This rock was a nightmare to try to build around to get this to set up properly. It was so frustrating. Sometimes that's what's gotta happen, though. Grid, though. There you go. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to fix that, sadly. Another off-stream thing I'll be fixing, most likely, to get it all lined up properly again. That's fine, though. God, it's so weird, because it looks so perfect. This is like one of the better corners I feel like I got laid out. It's like barely off. I guess these ones all are a little more separated, so probably it needs to be a little more separated, and that's why it's not actually as perfect. It looks perfect, but it's not actually straight. It's angled in just barely. But to get them to line up properly, it needs to be like just a hair further out, sadly. So close, though. Dang. Pretty easy fix though, long run. Worth doing it now instead of getting to the very top and being like, none of the corners are lining up properly. That would really suck. That's where it's going to be the most important. Yeah, if I don't have the right spacing, it's just going to be weird the whole way around. Or I'm going to have to build the inside, because this is going to be a massive tower going way up to the top. And so I'd either have to build the infill stuff that's going to the top on its own grid, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do, so... Oh, what's up, Lude? Welcome to the headache. My grid's off, man. Look at this. It looks so perfect, though. I'm gonna have to fix this side. Like, look how good the corner looks. Like, almost perfect. But because it's perfect, the red needs to be lined up with that, is what's really happening. It's probably the easiest way to explain it. It's when you look at this. Come back. When you look at this, yeah, the red part needs to be with the red part. And I lined up the edge too perfect. Bummer. That'll be fun to fix. At least everything else feels really good, though. Only one side was off. Like, all of them actually ended up really perfect, so... Actually not too bad. Build this side out, though, I guess. Quarter block. Triangle.
Didn't even need instructions.
Then there, the triangle down. Slowly getting it. Dang pumpkins. Stop laughing. They really made those pumpkins so creepy. A little doll laughing. That all look. Well, at least this side's right. That all seems to be really well spaced. Tight though. Even this side's maybe just a hair off too. Just a hair. This. Okay, so we gotta destroy all this stuff we just built. Finish fixing this side. A little jank. Figure out what I'm doing there. Something's not quite right here either. I guess this is actually gonna change a little bit too once I adjust this side, so. Won't have to see what happens there. Go. Now I'm trapped. Built myself in. How did I get in here and then now I can't get out? Huh? Jeez. Struggle's real. Feet. Go in your home. No way you're struggling this bad to snap to the thing I just placed. There we go. It's the wrong direction, of course. There we go. Okay. Struggle bus. Okay, so that's that part. But those need to be one lower. Wait a second. This all sits on the top. Yes, but these are not right. Need to be down here, I think. Okay. Toss it. Guess there's really no point in building that, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. If I build that, I have to destroy it to fix the angle anyways, so pointless. Okay. I think that's all I can really do on that part. I fix the other side. If I'm not mistaken. Except for do that.
Show me you remember how to do this.
I don't remember how to do it. Too young to die. It's like, is she attacking or no? Ladybug's just trapped over there. Oh no, did you get stuck? Well, don't attack that. You gotta be a goof. I'm not even hitting her. Dang it. Now the full charge. Dang it. Get the timing perfect, you can keep this charge going. Dang it. It's not easy to do. There we go. As soon as you run out of energy or stamina, it destroys the combo. Need to practice it. I keep forgetting it's a thing. Okay. That works.
Great. That's what I wanted.
To max jerky. Ah, that hit the spot.
What were you doing that whole time? Thanks for helping.
Yeah.
Dang, Ant wants to fight everything in sight until it's somewhere I could actually use help, and then it doesn't want to help at all. Yeah, this side will look a lot better when it's all lined up a little bit better as well. That worked. Slightly off. It's gonna take a little bit of trial and error.
A fine piece of handiwork, Mr. Smalls.
I don't know if you saw Lude, but I got the rotation glitch. I was showing someone and I reloaded a save after destroying some things to test it out, and it rotated everything, and I was like, oh, okay. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. These sides look so much better than the other. I don't know why. What's happening over there? Pretty good. Too tall. That means this is one. Dang it. Keep falling down. Okay, so that's all even. I feel like Luda hit the keyboard while asleep, just as a natural fight or flight reaction to hearing about the glitch, right? It honestly does. It's such a random thing he hit too. But he tends to like fall asleep to the stream, so it's not surprising that that maybe happened. Not surprising at all. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, it's close. Dang it. So close, but so far. Oh, fail. Well, all good, all good. All right, well, after stream, I guess tomorrow I'm gonna be fixing all this stuff. Lots of work to do, I guess. But not horrible. Everything but one side was lined up dang near perfect, so honestly, it's not bad. I'm kind of surprised I haven't ran into more issues than that, so doesn't suck. But alrighty, since I'm kind of at a natural starting or stopping point here, since I have to redo this whole wall and break a bunch of stuff and redo it, I don't really feel like doing that at the moment. So I'm gonna call it here. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, we're supporting an awesome charity. you haven't already, or you don't know Extra Life's awesome charity, the links are in the description on YouTube and down below on my Twitch as well. If you're able to donate to an awesome cause, I should have talked about this earlier for sure, but we're having some fun challenges. We're doing a build competition, an art competition, and as well a peeper challenge, which is just a fun little content creator thing we'll be doing. That starts on the 1st of November, but you can donate now if you're able to. We'll be sending out more details and updates on that stuff as well here soon over the next coming days. But otherwise, I will be back. We might do the peeper challenge tomorrow at the beginning of stream, since I didn't do it today, which was a fun little one. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Fanatic, if you're not part of my Discord, you join my Discord. From there, you can DM me directly. But yeah, join my Discord. You can DM me on there, or just message me your Xbox name. Either option works. Add me as a friend, whatever. It's all good. And I can also add you to base reviews if you're into that on Tuesday. But I appreciate everyone hanging out. Thank you for the support. It's always fun hanging out and chilling with you guys for the night and building and doing fun stuff. But catch you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Later.